So I wanted to talk about the ARG 20K and the effects on the metagame, because I don't think a lot of people really analyzed it. We are in a different format now. The draw first rule is currently in effect, and Yugioh got destroyed on the list. That was the only real relevant thing to happen. But Yugioh has two interesting showings at the ARG 20K. The first one was, of course, Larry Musgrove's Katakuri version. If you guys don't know, Larry is currently known as the Yu-Gi-Oh god for the Ohio area. He's kind of plowing through a lot of people, covering a lot of ground, things like that. Very consistent player in what he does. He was piloting Yugioh Curry, which I actually think is a very good meta call. The deck has been discounted for quite some time because pure Yugioh with the triple Yugioh was by far, the best build for achieving maximized results and things like that, especially when you're playing against, how fast the meta was. But with the loss of Yugioh, the best card in the deck next to Armor, the deck had no choice but to evolve and take its game back to where its roots were. So we saw Yugioh Katakuri get second. Unfortunately, its water matchup seems really subpar, as we saw as Larry got 2-0'd or 3-0'd in 17 minutes. Also, looking at Dalton Bowsman's list, Artifact Yugioh, he really proved the accuracy of the Artifact engine and how good it is pre-Shaddolls. I think this is actually the second or third time that we have seen the Artifact engine being teched outside of Hat. It's really important to emphasize this because the Japan meta was the first to actually teach us about it, because they had it longer. Everyone was thinking pure artifacts are going to be the best here for quite some time, and then Hat was born. Having Sanctum and Moraltech just be chainable pieces of your deck is really, really important. And having them in Yugioh, you can combo wombo for days. Like, armor your turn, search for like 30 cards on your opponent's turn, disrupt their plays with Moraltech Sanctum. It just seems really good. And it was good to see all of the good players come together for the ARG circuit. It's a good benchmarker for the remainder of the format pre-Shaddolls, because of course, supply unit really fell on its ass. Really did not do much at the event, and of course, with Mermail winning, a lot of people really discount Mermail. Marksman is a really goddamn good card. Same thing with Heavy Infantry and Dragoons. Like, the deck has consistency on its side. It's one of the most consistent decks in the game. Yes, you can brick. By bricking, I mean you can open up 5, draw, or not draw, and your entire hand can be completely dead. But 90% of the time, Mermails can usually go on what they have, whether or not, it's good or bad. They're one of the more consistent picks. If you have a really good player playing Mermails, whether or not, they're having a good day or a bad day, I mean, they're going to be consistent in what they do because of the deck's, the way it works. And it has an overall rounded matchup against pretty much everything. I mean, it kind of sucks when you're playing against Hat, though, because a million back row will mess up your day playing Mermails. Kind of like a triangle format. I mean, we've had this stuff before. I mean, certain decks have certain good matchups against others, things like that. And, with Yugioh being one of those decks, again, it's kind of good. Not really much has changed other than, oh no, you can't flip Yugioh and lose. Infernities are still a really good deck as well. But the overall meta, I really think that people are going to continue to discount the power of Yugioh and Mermails. Hat's going to continue to be a major threat pre-Shaddolls. It's just the way it is. Because the deck, honestly, is the epiphany of tech. People are like, well, Hat was designed bad, it's too many engines together, but the deck flows, and honestly, that's what Yu-Gi-Oh needs, is a flowing deck. So guys, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and that's the meta though.